I'm just kidding, guys. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On the Brain Cat, and today I'm going to review the latest horror movie and sequel that came out recently, and that film is Smile 2. This movie is directed by Parker Flynn, who directed the first Smile movie, and this movie stars Naomi Scott. About to embark on a new world tour, global pop sensation Sky Riley, played by Naomi Scott, begins experiencing increasingly terrifying events. Overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and the pressures of fame, Sky is forced to face her dark past to regain control of her life before it spirals out of control. So we got a sequel to Smile that just came out, and absolutely I enjoyed the first Smile movie. That film was a big surprise. I wasn't expecting much from that movie, but that movie absolutely terrifies me. It's one of the scariest movies that I have seen in a very long time. And Parker Flynn, for his directorial debut, he absolutely crushed it with that film, and absolutely, I was excited what he was going to do next. So we got a sequel to Smile out right now, and I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't too pumped for this movie. I was one of those people that thinks, okay, when it comes to horror sequels, not every horror sequel has been great. You know, there are some great horror sequels out there, but there are also some really unnecessary and terrible ones as well. So I went into Smile 2 with pretty low expectations, not expecting it to be as good as the first one. But the trailers, the more times I've seen the trailers, I'm like, okay, I'm curious to see how Smile 2 turns out. And I gotta say, guys, to my big surprise, man, Parker Flynn has absolutely done it again with Smile 2, because holy shit, guys. I would say, not only is that this movie really surprised me and it's better than I thought it was going to be, but I gotta say, this film is absolutely better than the first Smile movie. This movie definitely ups its game more than the first movie. The first movie definitely introduces the world of Smile, but this movie absolutely expands it a lot freaking more. And I just gotta talk about the cinematography first of all, because man, this director has his own unique style of cinematography that really blows me away. This is a really good looking film, guys. This film is one of the best looking horror films that I've seen this year, especially when it comes to the camera shots, the upside down shots that really do impress me in this film. Even the scares in this movie, I did jump at a couple of moments. This is definitely more scarier than the first movie was. The scares in this movie absolutely works. There are some really good jump scares in the movie that I was not expecting. That absolutely works throughout this movie. And also, this movie, in my opinion, has one of the best prologues that I have seen in a horror film this year. The opening scene of Smile 2 is like a one-shot scene, and I was blown away by it. Parker Flynn absolutely knows how to direct a horror film absolutely well. But I gotta say, one of my biggest positives when it comes to Smile 2 is absolute Naomi Scott. Now, when it comes to Naomi Scott, I like her in some films, like Power Rangers, the Disney remake of Aladdin, but this movie definitely shows her acting abilities, because man, this is one of her best breakthrough performances that I have ever seen. I want her in more movies. I want to see Naomi Scott in more movies, because she is so talented in this movie, and her character in this film, you felt more sympathy than the original character in the first movie, because, of course, she is a pop star, so being a pop star can be very stressful. And with the Smile thing in the way as well, it makes it much more stressful for her character, and she has a really terrifying backstory in the film that also doesn't help her character. Damn, you feel stressed for Naomi Scott's character, and man, I was on board with it. And Naomi Scott's performance in this film is absolutely phenomenal. There are some great acting scenes in this movie where I'm like, damn, Naomi Scott, please be in more films. You need to be in more films because of her talent. She's a great main lead in this film, and every single scene we follow her character in the film, and you feel so stressed by her character. You feel so sympathy for her character, whatever event she goes through, because of course with the Smile thing, everyone thinks she is crazy, and you just feel scared with her in this film. But this movie definitely steps up its game than the first Smile movie. The first Smile movie, like I said, introduces the world of Smile really well. This movie absolutely expands it. And of course the Smile scenes are absolutely terrifying in this film. It's all because of Parker Flynn's direction. He knows how to make this concept so terrifying, because when you see like people smile, there are times where you probably can't help yourself laughing, but laughing like really nervously, going, oh shit, oh god. what's this character going to do? And he does that really well in this film. And that's what I liked about this film. Like, there are parts in the film whenever someone smiles in the film, I kind of laughed, like, very nervously. And I feel like that's the intention of the film. But absolutely, this movie is much more intense and much more stressful and much more scarier than the first movie, which I was so surprised. I was on the edge of my seat throughout start to finish of Smile 2 because of the way Parker Finn directs the movie and the way he written the movie, and also Naomi Scott's performance. It really does make this movie one of the better horror sequels that I have ever seen. I would say my only issue with Smile 2, it's kind of the issue that I had with the first one as well, is the ending. The ending is kind of the same in a way than the first movie. I'm not going to spoil what happens at the ending of this movie, but the ending of this movie, it's one of those things where you're like, you've seen it in so many horror films before. But then it kind of gets away with it, and then it becomes an ending where I'm like, oh shit. Okay, this happens. Wow. I wonder if there's going to be a Smile 3 after this movie, because I'm really interested to see where that goes. I'm praying that Smile 2 does well in the box office. If we have a Smile trilogy, I would have been into it, because man, Smile 2 overall is definitely a massive improvement of the first movie. I love the first movie, but I didn't think it was perfect. But this movie, man, this movie steps up its game. This is definitely one of the better horror sequels that came in a while. This movie is more intense than the first one, much more scary than the first one. Naomi Scott, one of her best performances that I've ever seen her in. And Parker Finn's direction of the film, the cinematography, the way this movie looks, the scares in general, he definitely directed this movie very, very well. This is definitely one of his best directed films that he has done in his career. If you want a film that you just want to be on the edge of your seat with, and you like the first Smile movie, this movie you will feel much more edge of your seat. This film has much more better scares and much more intense scenes than the first movie. This is definitely what I call a sequel that surpasses the original in every way. So I gotta say for Smile 2, absolutely go see this film on the big screen. Coming from a guy that went into this film with not huge expectations, I was really surprised that this movie is the best film in the Smile movies so far, and probably one of the better horror sequels that came out in a while. So guys, that is my review for Smile 2. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel now for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.